Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Stephanie Liu, back here at Social Media Marketing World, and I've got the amazing Ken. You know Barbie, and this is Ken.
Hello, viewers. How are you?
Yes. So when it comes to Ecamm Live, there are two amazing people that have worked behind the scenes on it, and that's always been Ken and Glenn. And you guys have been absolutely amazing because when I first started using Ecamm, it was mind-blowing. Like, I was using OBS Studio, which is pretty much like the IKEA of live streaming.
The IKEA
of live streaming, because you have to build
Some
it.
people like IKEA.
I like IKEA too, but not for my live streams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want something fancier.
Exactly. So here's a fun fact about Ken. He and Glenn actually hosted their own live talk show back in high school. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It wasn't actually live back then, and we were creating basically a public access TV show, like sort of like Wayne's World, kind of like it would play on the local cable channel, to the surrounding 7 or 8 towns that got the same access channel.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious because we had fans, like you might have a YouTube fan nowadays.
Yeah.
But it was only people in the surrounding towns. We had
Yeah.
all this creative energy, and there was no way to get that out to anybody more than 10 miles away.
Wow.
I'm jealous of the kids nowadays because if they have a creative idea and they make a little show, they could have an audience of the world.
Yeah.
Millions of viewers. We were happy, though, with our
So what was the name of
surrounding
your
towns.
fan club?
Well, our show was called The Ken and Glenn Show.
Okay.
The Ken and Glenn Show, if you were to mention this to anybody from the Groton, Dunstable, Pepperell area, they would say, "Oh my God, the Ken and Glenn Show! Yeah, I used to watch that on Channel 17."
Oh my God, Channel 17. Okay, if anyone can find the Ken and Glenn Show, so we could do a throwback video, I would absolutely love that.
Oh my God! So that would be a little embarrassing, but it was like a variety comedy show with some interviews and gag commercials and whatever we were filming.
Do you ever see that coming back for Ecamm?
It definitely provided us a little bit of background, like AV Club kind of knowledge. Like we were naturals at understanding video and audio, wiring it all up, and things like that, and understanding video formats.
Mm-hmm.
I also got a lot of expertise with that. I used to work at Avid, and anybody who's been in video for a while knows Avid.
Yeah.
I worked for them coding on Media Composer.
Yeah.
So that's where I got a lot of my knowledge of video software and video pipelines and how that stuff all works, because it's not straightforward, and it's a lot to learn, but I already had a lot of background knowledge in that from both running my own show to we had a video toaster at the studio. We had an Amiga. We could do all sorts of cool stuff.
So then do you see yourself creating like skits and adding all of that stuff into your current Ecamm Live Meet the Pros?
I hadn't thought of doing that.
Why not? Where's all the fun?
The fun. Bring back the fun.
Bring back the fun, yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe we're a little too serious nowadays.
You are a little too serious.
It's true. It's probably true.
So when it comes to Ecamm, like, why did you guys decide to create Ecamm Live?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. It's actually an interesting little story. We're always looking for what's next. What's going to be the popular? What are people going to be doing a few years from now? What's growing? What's going to be the next big thing? And 4 years ago, I think most people weren't doing live video.
Oh, okay.
And they were just starting to find out about it, and it was something Facebook had added as a feature. And I actually saw a Facebook Live billboard on the highway.
Oh, that's right.
And I said, shoot, they're pushing this. They actually bought a billboard for it? Like, this Facebook's going to be putting all their marketing energy behind live, obviously, because this is weird to see a billboard for something like.
Yeah.
And so I said, let's look around and see if we can make a Mac program for it. And when we looked at what was out there already, we found OBS.
Yeah.
We said, it's free. But I think we can do a little bit better than this. I think we can do a lot better than this.
A lot
and then
better.
We found products like Wirecast,
which
are quite
pricier.
popular, but thousands of dollars. And we said, I think that's not really our target audience. We're a small team. when you have $1,000 product, there's a different level of service that you provide. I hope, where you have somebody come out and set it up and handhold you through it. That's not us.
Yeah.
So we decided we could come in the middle, between a free, complicated, get what you pay for kind of product like OBS.
Yeah.
And thousands of dollars in installation like Wirecast.
Yeah.
In the middle, and make an Ecamm style product where going live is exceptionally easy and also powerful.
Yes. Which I think a lot of people can agree with that, right? It's just Ecamm makes it easy, effortlessly for you guys to get up there.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be here this week at Social Media Marketing World and talk to customers who are loving it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, the only people we talk to at the office are people with problems. The 1%.
The 1%.
Come through.
Yes.
And to meet a customer here who says, I use Ecamm every week or twice a week, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
Oh,
so good.
yeah.
I want to hear more about how you're using it and what you're doing.
Well, did you hear about Amanda Robinson and how like more than 50% of her revenue is thanks to the fact that she could actually go live in her group for her video trainings?
Yeah.
And she had cornered Glenn, and she was just telling me, like, I wouldn't have my business today if I didn't have Ecamm Live, because that's how I'm able to build that relationship and answer the questions with my audience. And I was like, wow, it's
and I've talked to many people who are making like big money. This guy says, "Oh, I have my channel. I make this amount of money every month using Ecamm Live as my main tool."
Yeah.
And that's really cool to hear that we're helping them build their business, literally running their business with this app.
Yeah.
That is very affordable for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I'm hearing someone play Star Wars on the other side right now, and I got distracted because I was like, who is that right now?
Yeah. The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. That is very true. So are there any good, fun announcements about Ecamm?
Oh, man. We have a lot of cool things in the pipeline for the spring. And whenever we come to shows like this, we hear people asking for these things. So we know that they're going to be very exciting features. I could tell you about one of them right now, and that is going to be the ability to bring guests into your live stream in a super easy way.
Okay.
It's not in there yet, but we're shooting for the spring. And the idea is you will be able to seamlessly add remote people to your live with just a couple of clicks.
Yeah.
In a way that we think will transform the way people think about bringing guests into their live stream.
Yes. So for those of you that are following along, if you've ever had to bring in a guest via Ecamm, you had to open up Skype at the same time. And so for some people, it's kind of overwhelming when you have multiple applications that are open. Plus, on top of that, you have to engage with your audience, look at comments, all of that stuff. And so now you're just removing that extra thing that they have to be mindful of and incorporating it into the product.
Yeah, and they'll be able to access that ability from whatever platform your guest happens to be on.
Yeah.
Whether it's remote with a phone at a club or...
At a club?
No.
Did you go to the club last night for Park?
No. No. Or maybe you as the main person are remote and someone's producing it for you back at the office.
I mean, I would totally tune into the Ken and Glenn show to see you guys in the club, right? And then Katie can produce it. I would love that. Yeah,
and we of course at the Ken and Glenn show launched the careers of not just Ken and Glenn, but everyone we had on there went on to do amazing things.
Really? Do you still keep it? You should have a reunion show.
We should have a reunion show. Definitely. Well, that would be amazing to track down everybody.
I think you should. See, I always give you the best ideas. Okay, so Ken and Glenn reunion show.
Ken and Glenn what year would it be?
I don't know. It's 2020
25th anniversary.
25th anniversary.
It would have been 96.
There you go.
We wrapped it up.
And then you could have like the same thing. You could have like a booth set up. You could have like little shirts and it says Ken and Glenn. Maybe you could even have like an enamel pin and it has like the both of your heads on there.
We should make a YouTube channel just called Channel 17.
Yes! Okay, this is happening!
This is
Ken and Glenn is being revived into Channel 17 on YouTube.
Maybe.
They're going to have the 25th anniversary show. You've heard it here first.
Yeah, 26th. Maybe we'll wait for 30 years.
No, we already announced it now.
That's true. That's a little early to pre-announce.
Okay, cool. So what are some other things about Ecamm that you're hearing from people? Like, what are their favorite features?
People like that they can attach their SLR cameras.
Oh.
This is something that I'm hearing more and more.
Yeah.
Is that they don't like the quality of their webcams.
Yeah.
It's grainy, and they don't know why.
Yeah.
And the reason is it's a pinhole lens.
Yeah.
The little lens is the size of a grain of sand. And most internet-y, computer-y people own an SLR camera.
Yeah.
Be it a Canon or a Nikon or a Sony. It's sitting there on their desk for photos.
Yeah.
They don't realize that they can use that as a video camera for their lives. And that makes your live look so good that half of your comments are going to be,
what camera are you using?
why do you look so good? How do you look so
Why do you look so good? Is that what you get a lot of?
Well,
why do you look so good, Ken?
And I just say diet and exercise.
Oh, okay.
And they go, no. I mean, why does the color
Ken
look?
and Glenn, Channel 17, first topic is, why does Ken look so good? It's diet and exercise. It has nothing to do with the DSLR camera or cam. Like, it's just the fact that he is amazing. That's why we opened the show with Barbie and Ken. Hello, it's Ken.
No, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about other people. And their colors look good.
Yeah.
They're crystal clear, and that is something you can't get with a built-in webcam or with a Logitech. You need a nicer camera.
True.
It's not rocket
actually,
science.
and here's like one of the features that I always people always rave about in the social media strategist group. They would always say, like, Stephanie, can I use my iPhone? Like, how do I connect my iPhone into my live stream? And I was like, all you have to do in Ecamm is just plug it in. They're like, what?
You
literally just plug it in with the charging cable that you have into your computer, and then you already know that your iPhone already has an amazing camera on there.
Yeah.
And so you could use that even if you don't have a DSLR.
Yeah. You could use that. You could use a GoPro. Most people have some kind of camera sitting around.
Yeah.
That you could use.
Good.
Even an iPad camera.
Oh, yeah, an iPad. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to ask Ken more questions about Ecamm Live. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and let you know about the Leap into Live Streaming Bootcamp that we have going on next month. So find out all about it. In the Ken and Glenn.
No one is interested in the Ken and Glenn
Yes, it is. I see it
show.
in the comments. Would you guys like to see the Ken and Glenn show? I saw it. We got a shout out for the Ken and Glenn show. It's got to happen. The 26th anniversary.
Okay, so I'm going to reveal something here. Some segments of the Ken and Glenn show may or may not be available on YouTube if you look it up.
What am I even doing here? Okay, can we end this broadcast so I can find this Ken and Glenn show like right now? Can that be like the next intro?
I'm not sure how much of it includes me and Glenn on camera. But some of it must.
Okay, you guys, seriously, if you could sit there and type in Ken and Glenn and Google it right now.
I think it's on there. It's old, though. It's not going to be 720p.
That's fine.
But I think it's on there.
Gosh, the advancements of video and how crystal clear it can look like now is way different from 26 years ago.
It's hard to explain to my kids why the video is 4:3. Why it's that shape.
Yeah.
But you must have some things you've done in the past that we could find online too, right?
No, God, no. I didn't know. No.
Okay.
No. I mean, you could totally find like my first video that I ever did like on my Facebook business page, and you could see how it's like progressed over the years. And I think that's really important because when people start live streaming for the very first time, they think that they need to have like all this gear and like, no, I can't start unless I have the DSLR. I can't start unless I have like the handheld mics. And it's like, no, like you could get started with your mobile phone and get started there. And as you start getting more comfortable on camera, then start investing in like every little piece along that way.
Yeah. You don't need a studio.
No.
It's fun to have a studio. It's wicked fun to set up a studio.
Yeah.
And people get really into that, into their studio.
It was funny. Okay, so like this one guy, he came up to the booth and he was trying to ask me a question. And he was kind of stuttering and he was saying that he was a radio host. And I was like, are you really a radio host? Because you can't really spit out what you're trying to say. I was like, here, hold a mic and act as if you're a radio host. And then he was able to do it. Like he was able to like act as if he was a radio host. And I think that's funny. Because I'm like, you know, maybe I should just have like a studio like this at home. And if my husband needs to ask me a question, I'm like, okay, babe, come over.
Let's have an interview. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Are you guys going to keep this studio when you get back?
This is we own this thing.
Yeah. So you're going to bring it back to Boston?
Yeah. We actually had it set up in the office all week.
That's cool.
Last week. We're going to bring it. This folds up into a bag. We checked it.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool. All right,
Yeah.
well, let's see if we have any questions soon. Oh, Alex McDonald says that, you guys were babies. The Ken and Shen glow. There's outtakes. Somebody found the outtakes.
No way.
Yes.
We were babies.
Okay.
We were babies back then.
You were babies back then. I kind of want to see
Yeah.
that. Did you guys look very similar back then?
Yes.
Like haircuts, you dress the same. No one was like, no, I'm an individual.
No.
I have.
We were very similar. And we looked proportionally young to how young we look now. So
Yeah, you guys
we
do
looked
look
about
young.
8.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think it's on there. We'll find it.
Okay, cool. So once someone actually signs up for Ecamm Live, what kind of support can they expect?
So we're a small team,
Yeah.
but we're devoted to support.
Okay.
If someone has a problem, we strive to solve it. If it's not something that we can solve quickly, you will get directed probably to me,
Yeah.
and I will work directly with you on fixing it, because we know if you're having a problem, other people are having that problem, and we want to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
We're not just going to file you away. If it's an unknown problem that's new to us, we will be excited, not just excited to talk to you, but excited to fix the problem.
Yeah.
And file it under fixed. You know.
File it under fixed. File
I
it
mean,
under fixed.
Yeah, just
You know
gone.
what's also really cool about Ecamm Live is that you guys have an amazing support group. It's like a group of live streamers, and it's so nice because when you have that sense of belongingness, you get all those happy brain chemicals, right? Because you're like, I'm a part of a community, and you guys have done a fantastic job in building the community, getting their feedback on what kind of features they want, how they want to use it, what could be added, what's working, what's not working, and sometimes like even because you guys don't really. If you don't have a chance to answer a question, like one of us usually jumps
The
in.
community is wonderful. We actually have, I think, is it 2,000 or 3,000 people in the community right now, and that blows my mind because we were hesitant to whether we should have a community like that. But with thousands of people in there, people are jumping in to answer other people's questions.
Yeah.
And help them with using their own experiences to help new people, or just mine the knowledge, the collective knowledge of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Who are actively in there talking.
It's beautiful because I feel like the community also feels like, hey, if even if they've gone through a situation, like a problem, they're like, here's the problem that happened. This is what I did, and here's how I solved it. And they share that collective knowledge with everyone else. So they're not just waiting for someone to be like, oh, what's your problem? Let's solve it. But they'll share their experiences. And it's so cool from a live streamer perspective.
Not just problems. Has anybody tried to go live with this particular camera?
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone have any? I want to use a wireless mic. Who has suggestions on that?
Yeah.
Things like that. Or does anybody know how to do this and that on YouTube? And so they're asking
really good questions.
Even just
like
questions
best
are
use
not
cases.
specific to Ecamm.
Yeah.
But specific to live streaming.
That's awesome.
And video.
And as a matter of fact, if you guys have any questions more about live streaming, that's why we're hosting the Leap into Live Streaming Bootcamp next month. Because any questions that you have about launching your own show, whether it's gear, whether it's about confidence, all of that stuff, we'll be talking about that in the bootcamp.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be
fun.
awesome.
Cool. So, Katie, do we have any questions from anyone that's tuning in, or is everyone just like off on YouTube right now? Googling
Yeah.
Ken and Glenn? Are you okay? Can
No,
you
they're not.
please share those videos into the Ecamm? I know you guys are watching.
Put your questions into
Post
the
it.
comments, and we'll answer them.
Any news at the conference about the Instagram Live API?
Oh,
I haven't heard any.
I haven't heard anything about the Instagram Live API. If anything, I was listening to Jen Herman, who was talking about how Instagram has 4 different algorithms that you should be mindful of. You know, it's not just like what's happening in the news feed, but how you could go ahead and know how the hashtag search works and the explore feed works. So that's the stuff that I've been following.
The
Any
last
other
thing,
questions?
as much as I know, is that there isn't a Instagram API that's public.
That
so
you know of,
maybe
yeah.
maybe they'll make one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I am excited to hop off so I could check out the Ken and Glenn show, Channel 17. I think it's going to be amazing. We, if you beat me to it, if you want to go ahead and make GIFs, GIF, GIFs. If you want to make GIFs
No, GIFs.
of Ken, no, stop. If you if you want to make GIFs of Ken and
GIFs.
Glenn, please go ahead and do that and share them into the Ecamm Live group. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.